Hello YouTube and welcome back to Allie's Wonderland Creations. I am Alice Seraphin and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. Welcome to my channel, everybody. So I am currently working on March, which I did not write down here. And I found my dry erase marker. So this is for March 2024. Anyways, so I'm working on March 2024's Monday and Saturday series. This is Saturday series video number 2, featuring the Cutest Cows bundles. Now, guys, the Cutest Cows are just that cute. Look at these guys. Oh, so cute. The bundle, of course, is the stamp set in the little punch here, which we're going to be using both. Now, this is my subtle card, meaning I focused on the subtle collection. It's a gorgeous card, but I want to show you some extra some extra things I brought in. The watercolor pencils, and dear Phyllis gave me this Garden Meadow, which I did not have. So I'm using the Thinking of You from the stamp set. And what are we using from the Cutest Cows? What are we not using, right? Milk It for All It's Worth, It's Your Special Day, Holy Cow, the little milk jug, this big rooster, the sunflowers, and the cow in the little Miss Winky there. Or Mr. Winky, however you want to put it. Yep. Oh, in the DSP. So, I am using a DSP from Celebration, Softly Stippled. Ta-da! This one, and I'm going to show you those in a minute, but it's from that paper packet, which is great because I don't buy a whole lot of DSP because I have so much still to use. So, you know, I try to use what I have. But let me show you the card. Are you ready? You guys are going to laugh when I show you the inside of what I done. But this is because it's a mistake. So we're going to change up my card so I can make that more of a focal point. But isn't this sweet? Oh, I forgot. From Garden Meadow, we're using the little gate. Yes, we are. I knew there was one more thing. But now watch this. You can't open it, right? Yeah, that's my fault. Because I did it this way. And then I dropped the stamp. At the very end, it slipped right through my fingers. I was like, ah. So this is staying like this. This is going to just sit back here on my shelf. One of those to me, from me cards. Yes, it is. So anyways, here's its envelope. We're going to decorate our envelope. If you're wondering, I am using card bases that went with, I think it was a July Paper Pumpkin stamp set. It was an add-on from years ago, and I have a whole bunch in a box, so I'm going to be using these up, guys. It gives me a little bit of detail back here. However, this would be gorgeous just on a white background. It would be gorgeous on Mint Macaron, which is retired. Calypso Coral, it would be cute on. Fresh Freesia, it would be cute on so many things. So that's our inspiration. Now, what do we have that we are using? So this card would be what I would call a casual stamper card. There is some coloring on it, so it might take us a little bit of time, but I couldn't do all of that. I did some, but I couldn't do all of it. So I stamped our Holy Cow on a scrap piece of white, used the word window punch, and then I used, are you ready for it? I got a new modern label punch because Miss Phyllis sent it to me. Yes, I have. I'm going to do a video on all the stuff she sent me, but I couldn't help it. I was like, oh yeah, I'm using that. And I did. So this is just the reverse piece of this DSP that we're using on our card. This is just the same piece here. Let me show you. All of these are the same. This one's going as such, this one's going this way, and that's going to be this little burlap woven piece. I already did the little cow's face. I did my 1 3/4 inch circle punch. It's Your Special Day. I stamped the sunflowers. and I used the watercolored pencils. I'm going to show you how I colored them on the inside. I have 9 inches of jute twine that I used my bow maker to make a nice bow. My card base, this is the one I chose to use. I just can't believe that I did it upside down. That was so funny. Anyways, so we're using DSP layers. The only cardstock layer is this one. So starting at the beginning, card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. DSP layer number 1, 4 by 5 1/4. It's this piece. It's got like this linen weave on it. It's very, very pretty. DSP layer number 2 is 2.5 by 3 3/4 of a coordinating piece of DSP. Then we have DSP number, see, I got 2 pieces here, just in case one is not going to work or one doesn't, which is 1/4 by 4 inches of the DSP. You can see it's this one here. So I got 2 pieces just in case I need them. A white piece of cardstock, 2.5 by 3 3/4. We're going to be stamping and coloring on that. 9 pieces of jute twine, the 1 3/4 inch circle punch, the 2-inch circle punch of DSP, the word window punch, oh, that's the modern label, the word window punch, and of course our cow. I already did the little face. So let's see. Hopefully this does not take too long. So we do need some scratch paper. We are going to start, we're going to pop this one up on dimensionals, which of course I put them away, which I do after, even after I design a card, I put everything away. Drives me crazy sometimes, but it's the only way I work. So we're going to put this one right on top of that floral one. Now that is ready for our card. Let's set that aside. Our little cow, we're going to color on our little cow, but not now. We're going to mount Holy Cow on dimensionals, which we can use right here, just a little strip. I originally stamped Holy Cow on my piece of paper, but I successfully dropped the stamp again, and it messed up. So those 2 are now done. Okay, so we can glue this piece of DSP to our cardstock base. Now, you could change this up. If you did not have this DSP, I would use, this is Pool Party, or Balmy Blue. Balmy Blue. I would use Balmy Blue. Then I would use, you could use an embossing folder to give some texture. This is in Wild Wheat. So this one is going to go right down here. We can glue it in place because there's no stamping on this one. We're just leaving a little border like so. So this is done for the moment. And we have our twine left over and our 2 little bits we're going to stick up there. Now this is 2.5 by 3 3/4. And this is where we're using the gate from Garden Meadow. Thank you so much, because this is what really, I think, makes this card. It's going to be really fun. So I'm going to ink it up. And I want, there's these little bits at the, it makes it look like it's the top, but that's grass bits. So we're going to bring this kind of down towards the bottom, not all the way down, because otherwise we won't have no room for our grass. And I like the grass. So there's our gate. Now I'm going to ink up one side, and I'm going to do my best to line this up on top of here. I'm going to tell you, if it doesn't line up perfectly, it is still fine, guys. It just makes it look like a larger post. So I'm going to huff because I was talking. So I'm going to do my best, but I'm not going to fret over it not getting perfect. And it just darkened it. I'll probably not get this one. Just makes it look bigger is all. So And if you want to know what I'm doing, what I want to show you is I'm taking it at an angle, if I can show you here, and I'm setting the bottom of it, and then I'm pushing it down like this, a rocking motion forward to try to line it up. So we need, that is stamped. Okay, now we're going to stamp Mr. Cow or Miss Winky, whatever you want to call the little cow, if I can find the cow body. Got all these stamps everywhere. Ink up the body of the cow. Stamp it because we're going to punch it out, but we're going to color it first. Now I'm going to show you my little Miss Winky. You can use either one. The sleeping cow, Mr. Bull, he does not punch out, guys, just so you know. So I'm going to stamp this one this way. I'm going to show you how I colored it. I'm just not going to punch that one out. So this is done. Let's set that aside. Miss Winky's done. Oh, we have our chicken. My goodness. Mr. Cluck Cluck. The rooster. Who's shouting out the holy cow. You'll see in a minute. He's sitting right up there on that fence post. Ta-da! All right. Now I think we're ready for some ink. Ink me up, Scotty. All right. So wild wheat, and that's because wild wheat is in that weave color. This little grass image. Now this does take a little bit of time, but I'm going to do my best to hurry it up. I'm just going to stamp once, and then stamp some more and ink myself up in the process. Stamp and then stamp again. Now we're going to do this across the bottom. I'm just stamp. Yeah, real technical, guys. Really, have fun with it. This is such a fun hobby. All right, so we're done with this little one. Now I'm going to take my itty bitty backgrounds. I'm going to stamp off once, and then I'm going to stamp off once and stamp. I'm just filling in that grass. You could use a blender pen. You could tear a piece of wild wheat and use it for grass if you wanted. I was stamping. I was doing some stamping. So wild wheat is all done for the moment. Are we coloring now? I have the circle done, so I don't need to do the circle. Let's do some coloring. So we are gonna do our fencing. This is not technical, guys. Oh, I think we're going to do our blue first. So I wanted a little bit of sky in between here. And yes, I am scribbling in between the fence post. I'm not even coloring it all in. I'm just adding a little bit of this blue. It's going to carry through when you use the blender pen. These are watercolor pencils. This is why I would call this a casual card. There is really no like certain technique. I'm just adding color pencil into places. Then I'm going to come here, go along the top, a little darker at the top of the fence post, in the gate. Don't forget in between the gate. Any watercolored pencils, guys, will do. I'm going to come up. Excuse me. I'm going to go in between my little rooster feathers here, and I'm going to lightly scribble some color on there. Do you see that? I'm really just scribbling because I'm going to come in with this, and then I'm going to use the meat of it, hopefully, and blend that color in. I can always add more. Go around here. I'm just want little, like little clouds in the sky. So we want to go along the fence post in those little crevices. I am not going for perfection. I think it's better when you don't. I can get a little blue in there just by touching the little areas. Little scribble, scribble. I like it that it's darker in places, lighter in some areas. It just is so, so cute. So that's it. If you're worried about over here, bring the pencil in again. Do a few more scribbles, but I kind of like that scribbly sky look. Okay. So that's it for the blue for the moment. Now we're going to bring our cows. Well, let's finish the blues. We're going to go around our cows. This is like me. I've shown you guys how I use a blender pen to go around the outline of images that I fussy cut or stamp. It just makes them pop. I am not being all super careful here. I mean, look at me. I'm just putting down a layer of blue. Now this one, I forgot to do this one, so I'm just going to come over here and add a bit here and there, and then, like magic, the blender pen. And use that same bit there. I'm going to come around this one. Oops, stuff is sticking to me, dimensionals and everything. So we're going around the tail, guys. I mean, you can say, oh, this is taking too much time, but really it's not. And it does add, I wouldn't do this with everything, but with this particular card, that's why I'm doing it. So now we're going to go on to pecan pie, which we're doing a brown cow. Oh no, brown cow, right? So we're going to give, you can see, I want you guys to see that I am not going for perfection in coloring this in. Okay, it's just not that type of card. We're going to go around the outside of the muzzle and maybe a little there, a little bit of eyebrows. I'm leaving room to put a little pink. You can bring that color up and into the rest of the body, give it a little bit of more shading. This is so easy. So easy. So look at, it's got a little bit of flush color all over him now. So we're going to bring in this scribble, 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 scribble. Just finding where you want some color, maybe a little bit more in the legs. The belly. I mean, I think it just adds so much to it. Now, I'm not doing the feet. For the feet, where did I put it? I just found it. All right, I have me a black permanent marker. All right, so there's my hooves. And we need a little bit of color on our muzzle here. So we're going to do the lip area, the little nostrils. Because then when we use that blender pen, it's going to color it in for us. We got a little black there, but that's okay. So that little cow body's face is done. Now we can punch our wee little cow. Add extra scrap there inside the punch for me. So this is the body that the cow punches. Oops, and everything goes like confetti. Not worried about that because I'm sure I will use it. So put those back. Our little cow body is ready. Look at how sweet. We're going to add, you could do a mini dimensional, actually one of those little halves would work great. Like right here on the edge would literally be perfect for my cow's head. Put it right there, and there's my little cow giving us a little wink. That's done. Back to this. So we're back to the pecan pie, and we're going to do the same thing. You get to see it done several times. You can add it darker in some places, lighter in others. Like if I wanted this area back here, dark, the fence post. I mean, it doesn't need to be difficult. Don't make it difficult. That's, I guess, is what I'm trying to tell you. Don't make it difficult. These are watercolor pencils. You can use a watercolor brush or just a paintbrush from the dollar store and add some water. So I'm just using a blender pen. Saves the hassle of the water right now for this. And I'm just going over it. You're going to see some areas are going to be darker. Some are going to be lighter. Like, look at that. I love that. So there. Just brush it. I mean, you could do the blender pens, but this, guys, this is my idea of coloring. I can do this. I will tell you, I am not fond of the Real Red watercolor pencil. I don't think it's a true Real Red, and that bothers me. So I added a little bit of, you're going to see it on the rooster. I'm going to add a little bit of Melon Mambo. So just wipe it off. Now I'm not going to do too much more because we're going to use the basic gray one. And we're going to do the hinges. Actually, I don't think I'm even going to blend those in. I'm just going to leave them colored. Just because they're watercolor pencils do not mean you have to color them in. And I'm going to tell you again, if you don't have these and you're like, oh my gosh, I'd really like to do that, get some colored pencils. You can get them from the dollar store. I got a massive pack at like last July when I did an event to show you how you can package things like to do kid projects for kids. Okay, so here we go. This is what I'm saying about the Real Red. To me, this is what I used on the muzzle of our cow. So I'm going to do some feathers, not all of them. I'm going to have a multicolored little rooster here. I'm going to do under here. So I'm going to blend this in. It just smooths the color out. Now I'm not going to rinse this off or anything. I'm going to bring in that Melon Mambo to deepen up the red of the rooster. At least for me, it looks better. So now I'm going to clean it off. Now my rooster is going to have a yellow head. Why? Because I want it to. You can see I did not, look at that. It's real scribbly. Then you take that blender pen and it just blends it all in. I'm going to pick up a little yellow over here on the blender pen and do a little feathery. I think that's good. And then I wanted some blue in here to give them a little bit of shadow up here. It'll kind of mix it to make it greenish. Oh, that's getting kind of wet there. You need to let that dry. You don't want it to get too wet. Here is my brown. Give this guy a brown tail feather there. All right. And, oh, the beak. The beak is pumpkin pie, and it's not getting anything else. So we are done. And hopefully you guys don't mind that being, you know, a little long. But, hey, showing you something, I think it's absolutely darling. So this piece now is going to go right here. Now, you may have a little overlapping. You may not. It's up to you, but I have a little overlapping. It looks like this one needs a little trim. A little trim. It's like a hair over. And it is, because there's 3 3/4. There, I fixed it. We're going to get this glued down. Can you tell I really want that bottle to like be done? So I'm trying to make sure I get the same amount at the top as I have on the bottom. There you go. Now our little piece, where are those? We have 2 little pieces. One is a little over 1/4 of an inch. And this one is going to go all the way across. And you see how it's coming all the way to the edge of this one? That is on purpose. Yes, it is. So I'm going to add, not that glue. Let me get my wee little bottle, because this is a little piece. All right. So you guys know I tell you stories of my grandson Hank, who's 10. Well, he has been working with my husband outside in the greenhouse, building a brand new large greenhouse for us. And that little kid. So today we had to go talk with his teacher this morning, his mother and me, because he does not like to do repetitive schoolwork. We know this is a problem. His ADHD in him, like, it totally, he will just refuse to do it. He can look at a piece of paper. He has one of those memories where if he sees it, does it, he retains the memory. So repetitive work is not my grandson's strong suit. So, you know, he would rather get kicked out of class so he doesn't have to do the repetitive work. It's quite the challenge with Mr. Hankster sometimes. And he doesn't do too bad. He just is like, I've already done this. And that's all there is to it. He just, there's no arguing. It's so difficult sometimes. So just a minute. This is circle is going to go down in the bottom right-hand corner. So today we're talking with the teacher, because there's this little girl and Hank who do not get along, and they're flipping each other off in the classroom, which is just lovely, you know? Like, oh my gosh, no you don't, boy. So the teacher's like, yes, I'm aware, I'm separating them today. I'm like, oh, thank goodness, because Hank will complain about the little girl, and he's like, what am I supposed to do? She flips me off, I'm flipping her off. I'm like, oh, good grief. Okay. So those 2 are being separated. But we discussed the other problems. But Hank is sitting there, and he tells the teacher, we're talking about this repetitive work that they have him doing, that they know he really struggles with doing it. He doesn't get it. So he tells the teacher, he's like, I don't know why I need to do this anyways. He's like, my papa teaches me everything that I'm going to need to know in life. And I was like, oh, no, you didn't. And oh, yes, he did, little Hankster. And I was like, I am so sorry. You know, Justice is like, she's like, Mom. And I just was like, oh, Hank, you still have to listen to your teachers, honey. Yes, you're bright. And the teacher was like, you know, Hank should be in, oops, don't need glue up there on him. He's like, Hank, you could be in the 5th grade math and reading classes. You're so smart, but you're not there because you won't do the work. And he looks at the teacher and he's like, Mr. Butchko, I've done that work. I'm not doing it again. And it's like, here we go. It's the same thing. And it's something we struggled with last year, that Hank does not like to do repetitive work, and it's, if he wasn't retaining his memory, that wouldn't be a problem. But he retains the memory of what he's done. So repetitive work for him is just, does not inspire him to do anything more. So I'm going to give it another little half up there at the top now that we got that on there. And I can see that my little bit of tear tape needs a little smooshing. Let's see, this one needs to go this way. Uh-oh, my loop just got pulled which way? Okay, and we need a little trimming here. Not those scissors. They don't like to trim things like this. Just like Hank, they have a will of their own. So I just couldn't believe it. And as we're leaving, my daughter's like, Mother, talk with Dad. Talk with him. And I'm like, yes, I will talk with your dad. And I was talking to my husband. He's like, that is not what I tell that kid. I tell him that I'm teaching him things he's going to need in life. And it's like, yes, we know that you do. Mechanical stuff, you know. Anyways. Oh, just one of those days. Isn't this sweet, though? And I like this on the side. Let me show you the original, because we're not done, guys. But see, originally I had the two roosters, and then I stamped Holy Cow in the center. But I dropped the stamp, so I had to cover it up, and then I'm like, oh, let's just scoot that over. It makes it, we have those three, 1, 2, and 3. We can do some more. Oh, I do have some wild wheat. Where's my bling box? I got a new little, let me show you. I know we're not done with the inside, but let me show you my little container here. It's a little Lazy Susan, $4 at Ross. I was over there by my daughter's work today, this morning. And it's a makeup caddy. I was like, oh my gosh. I still have to get all the sticky stuff off, but I dropped it, guys, and look what I did. It cracked it. But this is a good thing. I like it. Anyways, okay, so we're doing this one. And I am finding, I have some wild wheat. I didn't even think about that until just now. Here we go. We're going to use those on this card on the front. Then we'll stamp the inside. Hopefully I do not stamp myself or drop the stamp. Like, look at those. That is going to be just the thing. All right. So we're going to do, I want the large one down here. 1. Wow, wheat's the only color I've used off of this sheet. Where did it go? It's way floating over there. And then we can put one. I'm not sure where to put the other one. That looks like he's pooping it out. We don't want that. So there or over here. I think we'll go. This is where I struggle, guys. This is where I struggle. We can do it on the fence post. We're just going to pop it there. So now we got those 3 little, oh, they do sparkle. Like, they got a little bit of sheen to them. Not sparkle, they got sheen. Okay, so let's do the inside of this card. Please let this guy, did it, it opens the right way. That's a good point, right? We got a good start. So we need the thinking of you. We need Milk It for All It's Worth in the little milk jug. Thinking of You is from the Garden Meadow. Thinking of You. We need a little milk jug. Milk jug at the top. A little milk jug down here. 2 of them, actually. And then the Milk It for All It's Worth. And then we have our envelope to stamp. And I'm going to put Milk It in the jug. Look. Cute, 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 cute. And then I'm going to take the blue. I'm going to add a little bit of blue to my milk jugs. You could do basic gray, whatever you guys want. I just want a little bit of blue. It says blue. It doesn't say blueberry bushel, but maybe that's what color it's meant to be. So we're just going to swipe our blender pen about. You can even color some more of it in if you want. Oh, that does work out really nice. Okay, so just bring it on down. All right, now our envelope. The other envelope I don't need to do because it's not going anywhere. So what are we putting on here? Holy cow. I think we're just going to do sunflowers. Oh, this is where I'm going to show you how I did my sunflowers. All right. So sunflowers there. Let me make sure it's inked all the way up. And I'm going to stick it within the gold while I make a mark on my envelope. It just is my thing. Really? Yes, really, really, really. So, once again, pecan pie in the center. You can see, guys, I am literally just scribbling it in there. That's all. We're going to have 1 yellow and 2 blue. So I'm literally just going around in a circle. Around in a circle. Yep. This is how I do it. Circle. Circle. The yellow, which is Daffodil Delight. I wonder why it just says blue on the other ones. And this blender pen. I think we'll use Wild Wheat for our greenery. So we're going to do the blue ones first. Just little swirls to swirl the color from the pencils around like that. Get it off. Do the pecan pie in the centers of all of them. Just blend it around. Wipe it off. Do the yellow. Wipe it off. Now, Wild Wheat is what we're going to use. Now you can see I have all that excess ink on here. We're going to use it. I'm going to run a line straight down and straight down the stems. Let's see. I bet I have enough on here to do these. A little bit more right there. And then I'm just going to come in and touch leaves. So I'm just picking up all that little bit of excess, giving them a little swirl. I don't want them all totally filled in. I am not going for perfection. I've said it so many times. That one has some white on showing, and that's what I'm after. That's the kind of look I'm going for. Simplicity. Like my life. I love a simple life. Okay, so there is, oops, we do need a little dab right there. I'm going to hold up this envelope so you do see that there are little bits of white. Now, if that bothers you, see how there's little bits in there that aren't colored? That is okay. It is okay, especially with this card, and it's so cute. Now, what's going to top this off is, of course, our black ink blue. I didn't even say it right. I am going to do the exclamation mark. You can even trace the cow. Holy cow. I'm going to do his little eye here. The little wink, the little eyebrows. And you guys can hear little TT down there. She's having a good dream. I'm going to get this colored in a little bit more. Wipe it off on that. Not good. Anyways, so there we have it. Little bit of Wink of Stella in there. The black, that is. I wish Stampin' Up! Sold that. It would be great. So I hope you guys like this cute little card. Oh, just love it. I love this set. Oh, so much. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope that didn't take too long. I know it's a little longer, but well worth it. And consider please giving me a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you like my videos, I would greatly appreciate it. It does help. And I invite you to come back and visit me in my wonderland. Bye-bye for now.